Sexuality portrayed in television networks for adolescents and young children is much more erotic than their viewers think. For example, certain shows on Nickelodeon such as Degrassi and Drake and Josh. On the show Degrassi, everything is mainly revolved around teens in high school dealing with sex, along with drugs and violence. The show displays a lot of sexual content with teens engaging in sex and also focuses on the LGBT community as well. In Drake and Josh, there is a portrayal of the contrast between both brothers and how they deal with dating and relationships. Drake is portrayed as a hunky teen boy that gets all the girls, and in just about every episode, he is making out with a different girl. Shows on Disney such as Life with Derek also display sexual content. For example, in one episode, Derek and his kid brother play a game called Babe Raider, and when the female character beats a level, she strips, and the idea of feminism is also highlighted within the episode.
Sexuality negatively influences adolescents today through media outlets. My media outlet is Cartoon Network. Shows we grew up with, such as Powerpuff Girls, Batman, and Dexter's Laboratory, all have put in sexual innuendos, which looking back, you start to question our childhood, and what else we have missed that we will see more clearly now.
How is every little thing? Pencil go snap.
I'm the professor.
Yeah, he made us in his laboratory by accident.
Well, what can I say?
Don't worry, Professor. I was an accident, too. Ahem.
Go away, I'm busy.
Oh, come on, Puddin'. Don't you want to rev up your Harley?
Vroom, vroom.
How many times have I told you? Early morning is Daddy's special bathroom privacy time.
In addition, our generation now has shows such as Adventure Time with Finn and Jake and Total Drama Island, and these shows are more sexually open than the sexual innuendos from the older shows we grew up with. We see teenage couples such as junior high kids now showing PDA in school hallways, because shows like these help influence making it look like a good thing and what people will say aw to.
I'm just stopping by because...
Just admit it, lover boy. You can't resist me. Well, if you want these lumps, you gotta put a ring on it. Where's my...
Looks like Jeff and Bridget are happy to be reunited.
Dude, this resort is off the charts!
So here we have Johnny Bravo, a popular cartoon back in the day on Cartoon Network, which is a prime example of sexuality in cartoons. Although it's not around anymore, plenty of movies, shows, cartoons create these types of characters who are usually made to look sexy or sometimes act in a sexual way. For example, Johnny Bravo. He's this big macho bodybuilder guy who's always got his hair slicked back, always wearing his cool shades, trying to pick up women. And the problem with this is that cartoons provide models for achieving that right look to become popular, and how to attract the opposite sex, and how to behave in sexual situations. Adolescents are particularly vulnerable to this because they may be exposed to sexual content in the media during a developmental period where gender roles, sexual attitudes, and sexual behaviors are being shaped. Children may be particularly at risk because the cognitive skills that allow them to critically analyze messages from the media and to make decisions based on possible future outcomes are not fully developed.
That gender roles play a big issue in today's media, and how we fall into this. I mean, I grew up playing with Tonka toys, trains, everything, and that stayed with me as a gender role through my, I guess my whole life, because I still like that kind of stuff. And I mean, had I been set into different things, maybe my life would be different, but I feel like I was, I guess conditioned's a pretty harsh word, but I guess I was not really given a choice of what to play with as a youth, and I don't think that's my parents' fault. I think that's just something that happens, you don't really think about it. You know, boys like trucks, boys like cars, stuff like that, and I think that, you know, it really reinforces the stereotype of what you should be. The same with girls, easy bake ovens, stuff like that. Women should cook, women should clean, you know, playing house. I think these are all really important things that we don't look at and don't realize that there should be more choice. I think there should be gender neutral thing. I don't think if I want to have an Easy Bake Oven and my son wants to have one, I'm going to let him do it. I'm not going to, quote unquote, that's not a manly thing to do. I think, we should all be able to make our own decisions.
The average American sees 300 to 3,000 ads per day. Most ads are aimed at children and teens because they are the most easily influenced and spend anywhere from 130 to 670 billion a year. However, this doesn't mean all ads are age appropriate. Products such as Abercrombie and Axe use sex to sell. Abercrombie's target sales are kids between the ages of 7 and 14.
According to iMediaConnection.com, the average audience that video games are advertised to are males aged 14 to 34. Young girls who are growing up in a technology-driven world are left to wonder what it's like to hold an Xbox controller. Which is funny because LA Times writer Janine Stein discusses a study done by Brigham Young University in Utah on how age-appropriate video games are more beneficial for teenage girls. Girls who played games like Sims, Dance Dance Revolution, Mario Kart, and Wii Fit were found to have lower levels of depression, anxiety, and aggressive behavior. Age-appropriate games is a crucial point of the study because girls who were not playing age-appropriate games were found to have the opposite effect. Games that are advertised to or made for female adolescents focus on cultivating a maternal instinct, like Sims, rather than a shoot-'em-up bang-bang like Call of Duty.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater Game Collection. The player has the opportunity to take the skater through cool and intensive levels and learn new and skillful tricks. In the first Tony Hawk game, created for GameCube, the player can customize their skater. This includes their trick specialties, as well as their apparel and overall appearance. When players can customize girl skaters, they can change their hair color, clothing, and get this, their breast size. The choices range from big to bigger, meaning that the player could not make a flat-chested girl. The smallest breast size still stuck out far past the female skater's body, and the biggest would make Pamela Anderson's implants appear tame. What is this saying to youth playing the game? It's saying that females too can be skaters, but they better have huge breasts to make up for the masculinity that is in their skating.